Hey, it's Second. In this video, I'll cover how to beat Yasuo. This is a game I played yesterday on stream on our Climb to Challenger here in EU West. And we've got the Viktor versus Yasuo matchup. So right now he's out of Fog of War, he's stacking his Q on the Raptors. And with how far back he's playing, he's just looking to Q the melee creeps there. So here we're not trying to push. We've got our Q stacks, so we want to move up and see if we can proc it. He's obviously looking at this creep right here. So we get one auto as he's coming in, break the shield. Now we can look for another Q. But here, the main goal is to not push. Against Yasuo, the key is normally to let him come to you and to pull the wave. As long as we're building up a wave like this, it's going to be much harder for him to trade. If we just fight him within this area, he basically won't be able to do anything. And we're constantly looking at which creeps he has to go for. So he's moving in. So here he's dashing pretty aggressively. And so we're staying over here, and now that he went back in a second time, we already got some good damage on him, we commit to the fight. Here we actually hadn't used any potions before, so we have both our potions and a biscuit. We have Newly coming in, we trade 1-for-1, but that's not bad at all because now we have the home guards, and now we have a 2-to-1 advantage. Or 2 on Yasuo. So here the wave's actually still about even. It's the same strategy, we just need to not hard push. Especially now that we don't have summoner spells, we use both of them to kill the Newly and Yasuo. Here, we're always looking at these creeps, so we know he has to come up for these. Luckily, he missed the chance to queue both of them, so he's still looking at these two. That's kind of, see how he's queuing this way? He's just not quite getting all the way in range. And here, our creeps, we don't have to deal with too much. We're just looking at these two melee creeps up here. Now the wave's starting to build up, but again, having a big wave is a good line of defense. So here again, we're just trying to trade. Yeah, we both kind of missed our engage there. Here, since our wave's so big, here I might opt for, if this wasn't a cannon wave, I would opt to fast push in. Here we have a cannon too, so we don't mind trading. And the important part, so he can win when he's on you, but it's super important, especially as a range champion, that you're trading aggressively on the way back. After he's on his way out, easing away, that's when you need to play as aggressively as possible. And that's why we're ready to fight him the first time when we got the kill on him, is because we just kept, we were already fighting him as he's coming back in, but there's a few seconds where we're getting some auto attacks where he wasn't in range yet. Here I'm not sure if he's backing or not, but it's non-cannon wave and we could use a reset either way, so we're happy to just fast push this non-cannon wave and get a reset. He's super low, so I'm not worried about him trying to pull the wave or anything, because then we just come back with a buy. One, it'd probably be too big, I doubt he'd even thin it out. He couldn't freeze with that small of a wave since it's basically just 3 range creeps. And so here we get another reset off. Here, so he also got a fast push in a non-cannon wave, so he has a really good roam timing right here. So here it's super important against anyone that you're just pinging away. Yeah, when you're doing that kind of back timing. But we could have maybe stayed for one more wave to back there, but the thing against Yasuo, you really have to time your backs properly. Because Yasuo doesn't have any resources and can always push. And so if he ever gets a back on you, he can just keep you pushing forever. And you'll just be using all your mana to clear and you'll just get pushed on your tower. So not being greedy with your resets is one of the important ways to beat Yasuo. But here he's roaming, so we're trying to push as fast as we can. It's still pretty early, we don't have our upgrade E. But we're just trying to fast push. Still, yeah, we see he's still bot. They're actually a little bit low. We're tempted to roam. This is a non-cannon wave, which is always good to push in. Now we see that they're trading super aggressively. And he almost dies. So here we have a big decision if we want to roam bot. Or just look for plays. We have a pretty good wave here with a good amount of range creeps. We go for one plate, and now we see that they're still fighting bot. Now this roam is starting to look more tempting, but we have to remember we're without sums, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Flash is still down for a bit. Exhaust is up. Here actually since this is another non-cannon wave, I actually made, this was one of my bigger mistakes of the game, and you'll see why. Because here, this is another non-cannon wave. We could have just pushed for one more plate. Push non-cannon wave. The next wave will be a cannon. we can get a perfect reset. You still got a little bit, but we'll just be up. We'll be up 2 waves, 2 plates, and then just have a huge advantage. Instead I'm trying to chase Nilly through the jungle, and yeah, it's just a hard kill to execute. The other thing that we have going for us this game, so they nerfed TP quite a bit, and against Yasuo, exhaust is extremely strong. They got the Shen TP, so we're just trying to get out. But yeah, the big mistake there was actually just going for the roam in the first place. On a non-kin wave like that, I think you just stay and you push. Sorry, let me run. So we know Nilly's around, we just pushed in the kin, or the non-kin wave. But here we just play a little too far up. Luckily they do have to dive. But that's kind of a side consequence of just having used our flash to try to kill the Nidalee over here. When we have a good lane matchup, like we were winning against the Yasuo, where it's up 2 kills, and we're definitely trading well, using our summoner spells somewhere else on the map isn't as good. Like, we can just pressure as hard as we want mid, and get a huge advantage, and just deny the Yasuo as much as possible. But instead I used it to try to go for a roam on Nidalee, who is doing quite well, and just has a lot of mobility, and it just wasn't worth it, so now we're down our flash. But now we can see, so now we're at the gap between us mid has closed quite a bit. And I'll show you kind of how to play team fights later on. Right now we're still in the mid game though. Now we have our E upgrade, so we're just going to be looking to push in our flash. Yeah, we're still playing without some, so here we're going to just be clearing most of the waves. So this was ping, so we're clearing that. If you can open with an E, that's ideal. Before the wave's there, so you're not wasting any time not clearing, basically. Here, this is like the perfect range. He's kind of giving us a free opportunity to get a little bit of harass on him. I'm still playing too far up just because, again, we don't have summoner spells. Even though we trade pretty well. If you don't have flash and Yasuo has a wave to stack his Q up, and they have a jungler who's not showing on the map, you have to be extremely careful. We have the rift too. Our channel actually killed the Yasuo, so here we have a good window to just grab some damage on the tower. So now we threw our lead from 2-1 to 2-4. I wouldn't post this on YouTube though if there wasn't some good comeback mechanics coming up. Here now we don't have the tier 1. Now we have our flash up, but we're still letting him push first as he's got prio. With the Nidalee Yasuo, we just have to let them push. We still have good vision here. And we know he went over to Raptor Camp, so now we're going for the push first, because either he's coming this way or he's looping all the way around. So we actually get, this is a window you want to look for. Having a ward like this is super important. This one works too, because then you just get to see you can still get prio even though you're technically behind. Here we have the Trundle bot, so I'm starting the dragon. And then I'm hovering this side and trying to catch it, because I see the Yasuo's fast pushing, so we're trying to catch the wave right away. And I'm taking this corner. So little stuff like this is super important, because you can actually, he can hide out of tower range and move up with the minions and try to go for an all-in right away.
Killing spree. Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Let me make sure I'm not muted. Yeah, I think we're good.
Killing spree. Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Rampage.
Here we have a Kinway, which is also good. Now we have Crown too. So now we have the Nidalee. And we're sticking around a little bit, and we see that she pounces forward, so we just go for a full commitment. See the Yasuo's coming, we have a really good stun, so we're still trying to just finish off the Nidalee. So we're starting to stay out of range. I get a little too close. I'm getting these movements just right too. Staying at the perfect range out of Yasuo's Q. See right there, I should have stayed right around this corner or even closer towards Barn, knowing he might portal. Being able to pick stuff like that's super important. We're just trying to drop as much damage back. Now we're sitting at 3 and 5. Yeah, now this game's looking pretty rough.
Killing spree.
See Caitlyn's mid though? This is a rotation that needs to happen though. So one of us needs to switch to the side lane. And she was already mid, so we just start bot. Now we see she's rotating though, and there's a fight in the jungle. So we're rotating over. This wave's almost clear now, so we're opting just to go for the bot wave instead and fast push this. Here, this is a really important thing. So again, like the most important thing for Yasuo is that he can dash the wave, stack his Q, and he has a better chase than all in. Unless you're pretty far ahead and can win the fight, especially with exhaust, then you have to give up prio a lot of the time if you're too far in the lane. So here I realize that, okay, he's probably coming towards bot. He hasn't shown mid yet. It takes a little longer to get to bot. So he's probably going to be bot, so instead I'm just opting to clear for go for the camp. I'm going to wait until he comes and push. Yeah, the worst thing you can do is try to like clear a wave, and then he'll just get the all-in. He can just chase you down the lane. Here I see Caitlyn's following us, so I think I opt to go mid here. Yeah, it's better if we're still probably bot, but we have a good burst, so we'll see if we can do anything with that mid. Here, it's not that safe to go through this way, so whenever we have like some downtime, I'm not good at timing this, but they could go for Caitlyn basically. Something could happen bot, so I'm kind of hovering on this side to try to come through the jungle this way. But yeah, that's just something small. Excuse me. This is a super good Bard ult, so we just drop our W, try to get it right on him. We're trying to play aggressively, now we have a slight advantage. Pretty sure I'm sitting on a reset, so here this is a bad mistiming. I'm thinking about backing. I see they're still playing aggressive, so I cancel my back down and come back. But here I think this was a mistake since we were playing. I think everyone was sitting. We just got the Twitch kill, which was a shutdown. So I'm sitting on a pretty good reset. But yeah, we were tempted to try to siege for this dragon. But they have the Shen ult, and we have Jax packed. Yeah, if they don't have Shen, maybe we can do that play, but I still think resetting was best. So the thing that you have to do there is, if you have a good reset, since we're the one who got the Twitch kill, everyone else on our team is not sitting on that much gold. So we just have to emphasize that we have to ping our buy, our next buy. That will help our team know, okay, this is actually important if you can get a large rod or something. And that you just ping them off of the tower, even though it's tempting. You can ping something else like Dragon, so it'll be like, I'm backing, I'm getting this item, ping back your teammates. And then ping the dragon, that's coming up, and that's actually the objective I want to play for, stuff like that. But yeah, some more mistakes here in the mid game. But we're starting to get some decent gold.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Alright, so dragon's down, so now I'm going to cover top lane. This word's helpful though. Literally we'll try to probably come up here. Here, same thing. If we're, yeah, especially if we don't know where the jungle is, you just give up the wave and wait until, and let them push sometimes. Here I have Trundle coming behind me, so now I'm opting to go for the wave, and we haven't seen these go. So just clear really quick. We also have Crown and Flash this time, so it's not as dangerous. Waiting in this bush actually isn't that safe. You can turn this corner really sharply and basically hide out of Fog of War. They don't have a lot of hard CC coming in though, so it's not too bad. But that's something to keep in mind. It's really important for level 1s. That's how most invades happen. They come this way and hope someone's standing in this bush, and then you have 5 people out at level 1 coming in and grabbing the kill. In a game like this, so they've got the Lulu Twitch comp. So our main targets are the Twitch when he's coming out of stealth. Yasuo if he actually ults in and comes too deep, and then trying to burst in Italy, he doesn't have any MR, and it's just squishy. Those are our main targets for later on. We just have to keep in mind that they have the Shen. Do we have a top? Oh yeah, team fight top. So after Yasuo ults on you, normally I drop the exhaust like right after, so when he's coming out and starting to get off his auto attacks and have a pen, then we drop the exhaust. Here Bard and I are just trying to kite out this Shen. He ends up getting the Bard, but we get the kill on Shen. Now Jax starting to get really strong. We also have to remember this game that our Jax is just going to get extremely strong and scale well into Shen, Yasuo, and Twitch. So stuff like that really helps you stay focused and not want to, you know, FF the game. We're also playing victory scales well, but just knowing that the rest of your team scales well also makes it a lot easier. Here I saw that their blue was coming up, and we still had a few seconds on their team. So here we go for a quick blue steal. We know Nidalee coming this way, so I'm going to back up really far. We're going to back up past this wall instead of in this bush, because again, it's actually really easy to get snuck up on. We're not 100% certain that this isn't warded, since there was just a fight up here, and so we back right behind it. Dragon's coming up, so now we're setting up for that. The mid wave is the most important though for any of these objectives. Here we're trying to clear it right away. Even if we're splitting it with Kaylin, this is all good. We got Jack spot. We see they're on Raptors, so we're playing them. With Crown, you can just play so aggressively. I really like the item. Yeah, you just have to make sure that they're not countering with Baron. I think they actually do. So here we still have the one ward, so we know they're coming, so we just drop off the play. Come back. So now here you can have one person like Jax just be on the dragon and secure the objective and keep poking them. And then playing off this midway super strong. We know that they're coming from Baron side, so they have to come through in here. So with Viktor, we can just drop our W. Here we're just kind of opting. They went the safe way too, mostly. But yeah, trying to like play up, wait right here, out of vision, and then try to catch whoever's coming in this way, like the Lulu there, is a decent play. But we're just going for dragon and we grab blue. That's another really good play that you can do if they go for a Baron play and they're caught out like that. But yeah, it all comes down to the mid wave mostly in later games. I don't TP and we're thinking, yeah, they might go top. Now we're getting control in the Baron area. We got the mid push, and here we actually, since we all got the mid push and just got to rotate into Baron side, we're going for a good fight. Somehow Nidalee lives through this fight though. I should probably talk about the actual mechanics that we're using. Yeah, open with E, drop the W. We're trying to kind of get out of this line here with their key movement speed. Now we see the Twitch. Flash in, but it was a little late. We know Nidalee's still on this side and can kill someone with Spear. Lost quite a bit of health, but most of their carries are dead. Jungler's still alive. So we're thinking about going for Baron. Yeah, Nidalee was still... Yeah, Nidalee's just gonna heal up though with her E. So they end up chaining. We kill the Lulu though. Here's a window, so 2 of us are dead, and only, so it's 4v3 right now, so you always have to just paint Baron. They'll kind of go back and forth who's trying to pressure the Baron. Luckily they all back off of it, and now our reset timers are coming. And against all Yasuo, you kind of just wait for the Yasuo to overextend. Now we're actually starting to get kind of strong. Here we're trying to get some movement speed off of the blue buff with the Q and see if we can chase over this way. I think we do it one more time. That's just a free Baron now. So now we're starting to catch up. Yeah, now our team's starting to grab the lead. And this is for a soul buff too. Here, you always want to look at kind of how far everyone's up. So they're defending the Jax pretty well here, and Jax is pretty strong, so we're not too worried. And we're not too far behind on the mid push. But let's say I was back here, we'd really want to ping back a little bit, because we can... Now, worst case scenario, if they all fight, this will probably... They won't trade that poorly. It'll probably be a 4 for 5, and like 1 or 2 people on the enemy team will live. And so that means that we could just push mid, and then, yeah, we can push against 1v2. And so at least we're pushing back from mid with Baron minions, and we can pressure at least one tower, maybe in him. But yeah, if we're all the way back here, then we're probably not getting anything, and they're just getting 3 of our Barons, or probably more than that, and then, yeah, we're not getting anything, and they can fight for Dragon. So making sure everyone's pressuring at the same time is key. And pressure almost, the most basic way to think of it is just how far out everyone is on that. Look at a good use of ult here. So we see everyone's on this backside, so we're using the plant to actually get behind. Here we have a really good angle, because now we can go straight for their back line. But the time was super there, or super important there, because we were actually able to make it to the fight in time, because we were about on the same line of pressure. Here we're trying to get the Lulu. I think she's going to execute, she should execute, but then we notice her on the minions. She needs to keep this in mind too, when you're running away like that, like the minions are key, and so, yeah, we get to pick up one more kill there. And before every reset, obviously, we want to try to get the waves pushed out. So we're looking, Lulu's still dead, obviously. This next wave's coming up here, we have Crown, and we have still both sums up. So ideally you always want to push the wave to the tower. If you can get the wave to reset to the tower, that's ideal every time. So that's just kind of what we're trying to do here. Here I'm still in a really strong position. We have really good items too. We're basically full build here. So we're actually still playing aggressively, and I'm pretty sure if we get this, yeah. If you can get the tier 2 tower and get that 600 gold, it's just, that's huge. Now we go for the reset. But yeah, once you have an advantage, you really want to just pressure it so we can make sure you're pressuring the waves to tower, make sure you're actually getting damage on the towers, or in that case, taking them. See, they're fighting topside, but instead of like cutting this way, which you do, we're going straight down the lane to cut off them here, and just focus on getting the wave. Getting the mid wave against is so important for closing out games. We don't quite have the top wave, but we are going to try to siege with this. But again, Jax doesn't have a wave to pressure with, which I'm pretty sure you'll see why it's a big deal in a second. So here we just drop the exhaust really early. That's why it's almost better sometimes to wait until he actually gets the ult off. Because that time you need to just back off once he was exhausted. So we commit to killing Twitch, but yeah, it gets us killed. Because yeah, Jax wasn't able to really join that fight. They were able to win that fight because of the Shen ult, and then Jax like tried to follow up, but it'd be better if he was actually on the wave. So that was like a misalignment of the waves crashing in on the mid tower. But it's not too big of a deal, but we still have to be careful. They have Twitch Lulu scaling out. Yeah, like I said, Jax is going to scale well into this team. Baron's up right now, otherwise I'd consider being bot here. Yeah, we're just all grouped right around the Baron. Here, so now they're trying to get the mid wave because they know we're on this side, so they can't chase. So they're pushing the wave on this side, which is correct. Let's go back. Yeah, this side's really important. So we're trying to chase them down because they're getting advantage right now by getting this wave for free. Our play is there either to go back or start the Baron, or kind of fight them. Now we're fighting for the wave. We see the Twitch come in. Here we've got the Yasuo. And then we hourglass too early, so it actually gets the ult on us there. And I flashed kind of early that fight too. Almost got the Q off. Luckily we get their jungle though. If you get the jungle normally, then they can't really go for Baron. We still end up winning the fight. Our best fight comes later. Yeah, now the Elder's coming up. We're rushing the Scuttle Crab. Especially if you get the Scuttle Crab, which lasts a minute 30. A minute 30 before, like around a minute before the objective spawns, or 30 seconds before, that's like perfect. Okay, here we go. Here we start the dragon, we pull it out. You see the Bard on this side? Drop the W first always, and then we're looking for an E. I think we actually just kill the move just with Q there. Hold on. Let me put this in half speed. Here, one thing that's really important, so when you're on this wall, obviously if you misclick, if you just click anywhere that's not on a champion, or even on a champion sometimes, it'll try to get you out of the pit and come around. So you have to like stop your clicks and kind of keep pathing in between here and throwing them at the right time. So just go for the Q. Yeah, you can kind of notice it, so I'm trying to make sure I'm not running too far away. But we get the max range E. Got the Yasuos, now we want to try to get the exhaust up. We're still within crown right here. Yeah, we still have the exhaust. I'm just trying to close as much distance. Yeah, it looks kind of slow and they don't do a war attack fast enough. Yeah, I'm always trying to kind of get as far away as possible from the Yasuo and then just path away, especially through the Elder and through our teammates, as I feel. Here we get one more reset off though. Now we're full build.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So now the super minions are down, or the inhib's down. So we're thinking about pathing through this way. Sometimes you can do that, but you want to just see, again, it's super important to see how the fight's going. So they are winning this fight right now. They got the kill on our Trundle. So I adjust my pathing. Instead of going this way, I come around this way. And now we're just looking at their backline. So now they're all running away. Twitch is somewhere over here. But we just one-shot the Yasuo. Now we've got the Elder. Yeah, this is just with ult and the Elder buff. And that should be a game. Yeah, I'm thinking about uploading more games like this. I'm not quite sure what the best format is to kind of go over some of our VODs from stream and just start climb here on the US server. But yeah, I'm just hoping I can make some kind of content that's ideally helpful. But either way, yeah, I hope, yeah, thank you so much for watching.